You heard the title right, where perfectionism ain't for you, which is really a good point in my beliefs because from what is happening to my surroundings as of now, that I'm thinking that my generation is like cook. Like they would always expect to get a high grade even though they got a low score on their quizzes. For me, I'm still improving somewhat, but my perfectionism is not fading away because even though I'm talented in math, so I'm a math nerd, if you don't know. And what really frustrates me that I will always get a perfect score in maths, but not all my subjects, which is really it is really damaging my mental health because it's like when you work hard on something that you expect to fail miserably, like what happened last time where I review so much about one particular subject and all of those terms that you studied were not on the questions itself. It's like a whole brand of new sets of questions, which is yeah, I got pretty much so many low scores on my quizzes, particularly one subject, but I'm not going to tell you. But yeah, it really damaged my mental health severely because perfection is still on my head that I want to try and become perfect at all my scores and become good grades and get rewards, which is why this is one of my hateful is one of my hate it is one of my it is one of my most hateful things that I would think that I will get a high score, but in the end it is just average. Nothing to point out though. But what I've learned from my generation is that even if you work hard on something, you still can get a high grade. Even though you're working hard on one particular in your subject, you still get high grades, but no matter what you do or how do you do it, from getting a low score from quiz doesn't define who you really are. There's one quote from my teacher who said that it is really a powerful quote from the way he said it, if I remember, that grades doesn't define who you really are. It's just to test your it is just to test your knowledge or IQ on how you're good at something. Sorry if I'm stuttering stutter sorry if I'm stutter a lot because it's really uncomfortable to say my story, but hopefully I will not stutter again, even if I'm going to say this. But it really pains me that my generation is cooked though. They're still using this word perfection in their minds that they want to perfect something. Like, let's say this work. Let's say this blue chest right here. This blue chest is like 80 gold. So 80 gold, it will get you a high grade. But you have 15 gold. You have nothing to do. But there's so many ways for you to do it. You either kill bosses, get some coins, and get a high grade. But what I have experienced from this chest from here, that this chest is deceiving. That everything that you work hard on, you will still automatically fail. Because yeah, we live in a society where everything fails. where society is going to dump you, going to have hatred for you, which is really frustrating for me, but I don't really care what happens now. I am saddened that my generation still use the word perfectionism. Like, they still love to get high grades. They get favors from their teachers, even though they got a low score on some of their quizzes. They want a favor from their teachers to get another high score or another possibility, which is not good for me. And some of my, well, friends or so-called friends, that I would just start a casual conversation from them and then they would just aggro instantly, which is, I don't know why. So in my part, I believe that perfectionism ain't for me. You have ways to define who you truly are in my belief or moral code. It is just how do you improve at something you're good at. For example, you're walking down the road, then you are shocked because there's a wall in front of you, and this is perfectionism. Your road, which means progress, you are blocked from your progress because the only way for you to improve more is progress, and if perfection is on is blocking the road, then there's no more progress for you to improve. So what I have here is an axe, which is called hard work. And when you break down perfectionism by doing hard work that you're passionate about, then you have more roads of progress to improve what you are or what is your true defining person. And I don't really give good advices, but it really is, why do I say this? But it's really frustrating that my my mind is still thinking of perfectionism. But I tried drawing once where I felt guilty on something that I drawn because I'm not perfect at it, but I have to keep that in mind that drawing takes a lot of time and improvement for your art, and there is no perfection in art. There is a lot of progress in order for you to improve your art, and even in coloring your art. That's one of the best ways I have been doing in my life for now. I've been drawing a lot, especially anime girls, which is pretty cringe for my part. And yeah, that's part of my story. Yeah.